Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. Hello. I told a girl at work I'm in love with her and she's freaking out. I'm not sure what to do. I broke up recently with my ex and I've been texting a girl from work, but when I was drunk one night, I confessed my love to her and told her I'd felt this way ever since I first met her 6 years ago. She is now not talking to me much and she says she needs some space. What do I do, lads? Help.
Oh, man.
Jumping in the deep end.
Yeah. The fucking... I was about to say post-nut clarity, but it's not post-nut clarity. It's post-drink clarity. When you wake up the next morning and you realise you've sent them texts. I know that pain. I know that pain. I've never done nothing as extreme as this, but I've texted people stupid shit when I've been pissed. Well, Dan's seen it firsthand when I've been like trying to talk to like promoters and stuff when I'm half wrecked on the early days of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's a painful situation, and all you got to do is admit that you were drunk at the time. Say you were getting a bit down and lovey-dovey because of you were thinking about your ex and you was thinking that she's the sure thing since then, and you didn't mean to be so forward, and just kind of like play it cool on it. Don't like, obviously you act mortified to a certain extent, but don't act like you are actually in love with her, because you will scare her away for good.
I would just leave it.
What, just say, "Ah, fucked up."
Yeah, I'd just be like, I would just ignore the whole fact that it ever happened, purely because she's shown obviously she doesn't reciprocate it. I mean,
to that extent,
yeah,
she might have been like starting to feel it.
Had a better tact, yeah, for sure. But there's no going back from proclaiming love, especially for 6 years. I think that's a bit scaring and daunting.
Unfortunately, he went balls deep on that one.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I spoke about it before. Like when I was first getting my mojo, and I was out drinking with my mate, who we used to call him the 40-year-old virgin because he still hadn't. And I was like, "Oh, I like these two women, and I don't know how to deal with it." And he was like, "Message them both." Why I took his fucking advice. So I did. Told them that I liked them both. And then, who's the first person that they both message when they wake up in the morning? Each other. So then I had to fucking fight fires for both of it. End up losing both of them. It smoothed over and we got on with things. I was basically put it down to being drunk, and that was that. I fucking ballsed out on that one. But yeah, sometimes just taking it and then moving on is just, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. And these things happen as well. If you're thinking about someone and you've had a few too many, it happens to a lot of people. You mesh as that person, but declaring love of 6 years is where you've gone a bit too far with that. Like if you'd messaged them in the middle of the night, talking to them or whatever, that she would have put it down to, he's kind of like, he's obviously had a drink, like rah. But because you jumped in 2-footed and fucking literally declared love, that's been like, oh, he's a bit mental.
Yeah.
It like steps past, he was drunk. It's a bit more of a cringe moment. And I think the only way you can get away with it is either doing what Dan did and doing what Dan was saying and like totally pretend it didn't happen, or just try and blasé your way through it and see what happens. But I don't know if you're going to recover from it. If you do, you're a fucking gent. But
yeah, you need to email in again if you
have. But good luck. Fucking good luck.
Yeah, I think she's shown that she's probably not going to be interested, which is why I say just take it as a loss because you know what I mean. And like, because obviously you work with her, you have to acknowledge it to you have to acknowledge it to a certain degree, and just be like, I'm sorry, I had a few too many, and like Jamie said, like you were broken up, you're feeling a bit sad and lonely, and because when you get attention from someone, you do get that feeling of
buzz.
Yeah. So by all means, say that. But I feel sometimes that like you're just digging yourself into more of a hole. And why? That's like because obviously people be like, "Oh, Dan's just taking the easy way out and not talking about it." But I think myself, well, like, what good am I? I'm just going to be dancing around the subject, making myself deeper and deeper, making myself look more crazy. Where I could just be like, I was drunk. I'm just going to act like everything. So I'm just going to go back to the. But she says she wants space, so I would just give it to her. There's plenty more fish in the sea, man. You know what I mean?
There
Go
is,
out and sleep with someone.
and they don't all work with you.
No, they don't. No. I still to this day, even though I've done it quite a few times. Never go out with anyone that obviously Jamie married his thing, but I just don't do it. Someone you work with, don't do it. Just don't, because unless you're very lucky like Jamie and it works out, like if you break up or you stop sleeping with each other and then they start dating someone and you've got to see them every day at work, because you remember you're working fucking what 60-70% of your fucking life.
Yep.
And you got to see that. Oh, fuck no. I've left too many jobs because I slept with someone while I was working with them. And nah, for sure, it's not happening. But I feel sorry for you, man. Like, it's tough when you break up with someone, especially when you had someone that you were talking to that made you feel better about yourself.
Yeah, even if like it was just improving your like confidence, you've lost that temporarily. But just get back on the horse, man. Don't look too deeply into it. And yeah, I think Dan may be right. She's shown that she's not as interested as you were hoping. So maybe you got off lucky before you started putting feelings in there that she wasn't going to reciprocate.
Yeah, because if you're already in a breakup now, it's almost like you broke up with her as well.
Yeah, double whammy.
Just getting over it. Put all that grief into one basket and sail it down the river. But we love you. We're here for you. Hopefully work gets looked. She'll get over it eventually. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Amount of people every day that say that they like someone and it's not reciprocated. It's just baffling. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It'll be all right.